Let's look at how you get luxury home listings. Once you're inside of PropertyReach, you can enter the city where you want to search to find luxury home listings. We are going to break down the city using filters to find people most likely to list their luxury homes with us. The first thing I want to do is go to filters, and you'll see we have quick lists here, but we don't want to use those. We want to use these lists off to the left side. First thing I would do is go to owner information. I see that I can filter by owner occupied or non-owner occupied homes, but in the case of luxury homes, it could be either one. I also have owner types, so corporate owners, multiple owners, related, individual, and trust. Trust owners is a great filter to use for luxury homeowners. A lot of them have their homes inside of a trust. If you are already aware of this and you've worked with them before, I do recommend selecting this as an option. But for today, I'm not going to. But what I am going to do is enter 2 years of ownership minimum due to tax reasons to filter this list down just a little bit. The next thing I would want to do is look at other options for filtering the list. A lot of times your luxury homeowners have bought in cash. A lot of times it's an intra-family transfer. A lot of times they're a business owner as well. But the one feature I do like using here is household income. So if they have a luxury home, most likely they are making a good bit of money. So I'm going to go ahead and filter household income by 250,000 plus. I could filter by net worth, but typically this household income covers the net worth as well. And that's going to finish out what I'll select in the owner information filter. The next thing I'll do is go to property characteristics. Luxury homes could be occupied, they could be vacant, could be a second home that is viewed as being vacant and not used at the time. But what I do want to select is property type being residential. I think these have a better chance of being luxury listings, particularly your single family homes, condos, and townhomes. So I will select those 3 options. There are luxury homes that could have a variety of bedrooms, bathrooms, and square footage, so I won't select these, but if you work in particular neighborhoods, it might be beneficial to select or enter information in one of those options. The same can be considered for pools and garages. A lot of homes in your area may have pools. You may have experience listing homes with pools, so this would be a good option to select. Same for school district or subdivisions where you are familiar. But I will finish this section here and move on to MLS information. For MLS, I want to make sure that all the homes I'm reaching out to are off the market. I don't want to call any homes that are actively listed with other agents. And for this filter, that's the only thing I need to worry about in here. I'm not going to look at pre-foreclosures and bank-owned liens or bankruptcies, tax delinquencies, or pre-probate. I would recommend pulling these lists on your own so you know that everyone in those lists falls into one of those categories. But for luxury listings, I'll skip those and jump to value and equity information. Inside of here, I'm just going to put in $1 million as the minimum value that the home should be. This will vary based on where you live, if it's a rural area or in a more expensive city. But I think $1 million is a good minimum for the city we're looking in at the moment. The other thing I would like to do is enter an estimated equity amount. So I would say they need at least 30% of equity in order to sell and move to the next home. What we know is a lot of luxury owners will either buy in cash or have a loan for a very small amount. So you could actually increase this number a little bit higher if you want to. But for now, I think 30% is a good starting point. For this information, we are good. Now I'll go to mortgage information. As I mentioned, many of them have low mortgages who are luxury homeowners. And just in case, if they do have a loan, let's exclude anyone who's refinanced in the last 12 months. But as you notice, that did not change anything. The other thing you could do on this page for mortgage information is you could include those that are free and clear, or you could find people more likely to list because they have a higher interest rate. So for example, if someone has a 6% interest rate, they're more likely to list than someone with a 3. So we could assume that these 869 are more likely to list than those that are at a 3. But for now, I'll leave the list the same and look at these results. So we have our city with equity, $1 million or more, making a lot of money. It's off market. It's a single family home, condo, townhome that's not been refinanced with 2 or more years of ownership. And I can see those results. I would use the map to verify that these homes are in areas where I know there are luxury properties, and this does appear to be correct. It's not going to show you all 7,000, but it will show you those that are over here on the left side. And this does look to be fairly correct to me. So the next thing that I would do is I can select these properties and I can do a save and save them as their own search. So I can give this a title such as luxury homes and give a description, and then I can save the search. I can then select all of these homes once I have saved my search to come back to later, and I can save these properties. So I can save them as luxury homes Charlotte, and I can save all of these properties. Once I save the properties, I can then go to my list up here at the top. And so when I have my lists, I can see all the lists that I have saved off to the side, including my luxury homes in Charlotte. So when I pull up this list, what I'm able to do is select all of this and click Get Contact Info. This will do what's called a skip trace to provide the information for everyone in my list. Once I do that, it will share their name, their phone number, and their email addresses. Once I have this information, now I can export this list. And once I export this list, I can put this into my dialer. I can put this into my CRM to automatically email them or text them. I do recommend that you check this list against the DNC or do not contact. We are working on this feature to where we are already doing that for you. But at the moment, I do recommend you run this through DNC. But now I have my list of potential luxury home sellers in this city. So go to the cities where you work, pull your luxury home list. If you have any questions, definitely drop that down in the comments, and we'll see you in the next video.